Everybody ought to have a maid. Everybody ought to have a working girl. Everybody ought to have a lurking girl to potter around the house. Everybody ought to have a maid. Everybody ought to have a menial, consistently congenial and quieter than a mouse. Oh, wouldn't she be delicious, tidying up the dishes, neat as a pin? Oh, wouldn't she be delightful, sweeping out, sleeping in? Everybody ought to have a maid. Someone who, when fetching you your slipper, will be winsome as a whippoorwill and graceful as a grouse. Fluttering up the stairways, shuttering up the windows, cluttering up the bedroom, buttering up the master, puttering all around the house.
A maid?
A maid.
A maid.
Everybody ought to have a maid. Everybody ought to have a serving girl, a loyal and unswerving girl who's quieter than a mouse. Oh, think of her at the dustbin, especially when she's just been traipsing about. Oh, wouldn't she be delightful,
Living in.
Giving out.
Everybody ought to have a maid. Someone who you hire when you're short of help, to offer you the sort of help you never get from a spouse.
Pattering through the attic.
Chattering in the cellar,
Clattering in the kitchen,
flattering in the bedroom,
puttering all around the house.
The Virgin, how is she?
A maid.
a maid.
A maid. A maid.
Everybody ought to have a maid. Someone who's efficient and reliable, obedient and pliable, and quieter than a mouse. Oh, wouldn't she be so nimble, fiddling with a thimble, mending a gown? Oh, wouldn't she be delightful, leaning up,
Leaning down.
Everybody ought to have a maid. Someone who'll be busy as a bumblebee, and even if you grumble, be as graceful as a grouse.
Wriggling in the anteroom. Jiggling in the living room.
Giggling in the dining room,
Wiggling in the other rooms.
puttering all around.
Tell me the Virgin, how is she? I want to tell me the Virgin. I want to know how she. How is the Virgin?